Alrighty guys, welcome back. So today I want to show you a fun way to play one of my favorite songs. This was really the first kind of music I heard when I was growing up. When I was probably 6-7 years old, this was the first cassette tape I ever owned, was Cooley High Harmony. And I remember begging my mom to buy me the cassette at Target. And I remember coming home and just listening to this over and over and over again. And I just love everything about these guys, man. I mean, they really don't get enough credit for how much they influenced music and how much they crossed over and how much of an influence they had on little white kids from the suburbs like myself, and how much they inspired me to, learn how to sing, which I still can't sing, but I tried to take voice lessons as a kid because before the guitar I wanted to be a singer, and found out that this white boy ain't so good at singing, maybe just, stick with the guitar. So anyway, these guys were such a big influence on me. I'd listen to them every night as I was going to sleep, and they would put me to sleep every night. And anyway, that's just my little flashback there. I just don't think they get enough credit in the history books for how influential they were at that time. But anyway, we're going to do this guitar arrangement. We're going to do this kind of Hendrix, Motown, R&B style thing. And we're pretty much just going to be using first inversion chords, triads, thirds, and double stops out of your major and minor pentatonic scale. Alright, so we'll start out with this intro. And on the intro, we're just going to be walking up thirds out of E major. So I have open E, I have 7 on A, 6 on D. Let the E drone out the whole time. Then go up to 9 and 7 on A and D. Then we're going to slide into 11 and 9. Back to 9 and 7, and back up to 11 and 9 again, right? Just pick it once. And after you get back here to 11 and 9, roll your index finger over, bar D, G, and B on the 9th fret, have 11 on A with the open E, and that'll be your first inversion, C major, right? Or E major. We'll do this little lick, just hit A on 11, bar D and G on 9, hammer on to 11 on D, then hit 9 on D and G once, then slide back with your ring and pinky finger on 11 on A and D, slide back to 9 on A and D, then put your thumb down on the low E and let that ring out, and as that low E is ringing out, put your ring and pinky down on D and G on 9, your middle finger on 8 on G, and your index finger 7 on B. We're going to go B sus4 to B major. Alright. Alright, then we're going to walk it down. Now this is different than how it goes on the record. I kind of made the intro what the outro was, and I wanted the song to kind of begin the way it ended. I'm just kind of changing it up a little because some of the chords are a little funky with the 4-part harmony going on. They kind of hang on like a F sharp minor 7 and change the bass to like G sharp and E major. It just kind of sounded funny. So I just thought this sounded better and more complete as a instrumental guitar solo type of arrangement. So we're just going to walk back. We're going to bar D and G on 4, hammer on pull off to 6 on D, and then slide back 4 to 2 to 1 on the D string. And then we're going to go into A major. We basically have our 5th and the 3rd on the bottom, have open E, A on the 4th fret, bar D, G, and B on 2. Then just keep barring G and B on 2nd fret. Hammer on pull off 4 to 2, and then pull off 4 to 2 on D. Then walk up to A minor, have thumb on 5 on the low E, 7 on D, bar G, B, E on 5, or 7 on D, bar G, B, E on 5. Same thing here, right? Bar G and B on 5, hammer on pull off 7 to 5, and then pull off 7 to 5 on D. And hit your open E string, right? Alright, so after you hit that open E, we're going to outline kind of an E major triad. We'll have 7 on A to 6 on D. And I'm just going to slide in from like 8 or 9, 8 to 11 on A, and then bar D, G, B on 9, and then strum the chord from the open E down. Alright, so coming out of that A minor, you'd have. Alright, so that last little part, you'd have. Okay, then we'll get into the next part, which is the good times that made us laugh, right? Alright, so let's go over all that intro real slow, and then we'll get into the next part, right? Okay, then we get into the good times that made us laugh, and we're going to walk into the A major, kind of voice lead that by going F sharp minor 7 to G sharp minor 7. Okay, then we're going to go to A major. Alright, like I said, I'm changing this up a little bit than what is going on in the record, right? So after you walk in, you have 2 with your thumb on the low E, mute out the A string, bar D, G, and B on 2. And then walk up to your G sharp minor 7 with the same shape on the 4th fret. Then go to open A, bar D, G, and B on 2, be your A major. Then after you hit that open A, let the open A string keep ringing. We're going to slide up these thirds. We're going to go 4 on G to 3 on B, slide into 6 and 5 on G and B twice. Second time you slide in, hit the open A so it can keep droning. Then we're going to slide up to 9 on G and B. Then go 8, 7 G, B. Then we're going to slide into this E major triad. 6 on D, 4 on G, 5 on B. Do this little lick, have 4 and 5 G and B. I just kind of rake down on it, hammer on, pull off 6 to 4 on G, and then slide back 6 to 4 on D and pull off to 2, and then hit the open E string. All right. And then we're going to do our fading back. We're going to slide in 4 to 6 on D, have 4 and 5 on G, then hammer on to 6 on G, then hit 4 and 5 on G and B again, and then slide back D and G on 6, and slide back to 4, use your ring and pinky finger, and then put your index finger down on 2 on the A string, and we'll just kind of pulse this little B power chord. Alright, and then just hit D and G on 4, and then go back and hit your root on the A string there, and do that like 4 times. Then we're going to go B7 sus4 to a regular B7. So just bar all of 2 from A down, then have 4 on D, 5 on the B string. And then take your pinky, move it back a half step to 4 on B string. Just play your regular B7, right? Alright. Alright, so then after that B7 chord, what we're going to do is we're going to try to walk up kind of what the vocal harmony does, and kind of try to match that dun 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 dun, that kind of thing. And what we're going to do is we're going to walk in and just do a whole bunch of different E major triads, right? So I'm just going to slide in to 6 on D, then get 4 on G and 5 on B, and then I'm going to get 6 on G and B. I'm sorry, no, I'm just going to have 6 on G with 5 on B. And then I'm going to slide up, and I'm going to get 9 on G and B with my ring and pinky. and then put my middle finger down on 9 on D. So you have your first E major triad, right? And I'm just going to bar that with my index finger, D, G, and B, and then get 11 on A. Then I'm going to play an E major form of E major on the E, A, and D string, right? So I have E and A on 7, 6 on D, and I'll just hit the A and D together, and then hit 7 on the low E, right? Then back to this E major again. We'll hit G and B on 4 and 5, and then hit 6 on D. Alright. Then we're going to slide in to this G sharp major. I'm going to slide in with my thumb on 4, then hit 6 on D, then hit 5 on G and 4 on B together, and then hit D on 6 again. And I'm just going to slide back and forth from a half step back, 4 on G, 3 on B, and just slide back into 5 and 4. Then pick it again, and then get 6 on D. Alright, so that'll be that little... Okay, then we're going to walk up. So then we'll start walking up to the C sharp minor. I'm going to slide in with my thumb on 9 on the low E, and then get the octave, get 11 on D, bar G and B on 9, hammer on, pull off 11 to 9 on G, and then pull off 11 to 9 on D. Then I'm going to hit the open E string, do that E lick, right? Hit open E, hammer on 9 to 11 on A, bar D and G on 9, hammer on, pull off 11 to 9, and then I'm just going to slide back 11 to 9 on A and pull off to 7. Alright, so where are we at here? Then we're going to go into this A, right? We're going to slide in thumb on the low E on 5. And we're basically going to go from an A9 or an A6 to an A minor 6, right? So we used to go from major 6 to minor 6. I'm going to hit 5 on the low E, 7 on D, 6 on G, and then get 7 on the B string. And then what I'm going to do is hold that shape with your ring and pinky, take your middle finger off of 6, put your index finger on 5, strum it down, that'll be your minor 6, right? Alright, and then we just repeat the intro of It's So Hard to Say Goodbye, right? Okay, so after you get from this B sus to your B major, here's where it'll change. We'll go. Alright, well, to yesterday. Have D and G barred on 4, hammer on to 6 on D. Go back and hit D and G on 4. Then have your open A with your A chord, D, G, and B. And I'm really just strumming the A, D, and G strings here. And then hammer on to 4 on D. Make sure you don't mute out the G string. Then open A. And I just kind of slide into this A minor. Have 5 on the low E, mute out the A. Have 7 on D, bar G, B, and E on 5. Then just do your little lick here. Have 5 on G and B barred. Hammer on pull off 7 to 5 on G. And then pull off 7 to 5 on D. And then hit the low E. Alright, and then we'll walk back up. 7 on A to 6 on D. And I'm going to slide in from 9 to 11 on A. Bar D, G, and B on 9, and we're back to your first inversion E major, right? Alright, so that whole little part, we're going to go start with the E major thing. Okay, then we're going to pause for a second, and then he does the part where he goes, and I'll take with me the memories. Then we're going to walk kind of that vocal melody, that 4-part harmony part. We're going to walk up in E major again, but we're going to do it backwards, right? And then do all triads from here. So we'll have slide in 4 to 6 on D. Then have 4 and 5 on G and B, hit that twice, and I'll take. Then put your ring finger down on 6 on D, let those ring out together. And then put your middle finger where your ring finger is on the 6th fret on D string. Hit D and G on 6 and 4 together. And then put your ring finger down on 7 on the A string, get that E major triad. Okay, and then put your index finger where your middle finger is, right, on the 6th fret on the D string. And so you'll have 6 on D with your index and 7 on A with your ring finger. Hit those together. And then put your middle finger down on 7 on the low E. That'll complete the triad there, right? Okay, then we're going to do this little lick. Just have A and D barred on 9. Hammer on, pull off 11 to 9 on A, and then hammer on or slide back from 9 to 7, and then hammer on 7 to 9 on A, right? And then we're going to go into G sharp major. So you'll have so I'll slide in with my thumb on 4 on the low E. I'll get 6 on D, 5 on G, 4 on B. Then I'm going to slide up to 10 on D, do another G sharp major triad, have 10 on D, 8 on G, 9 on B. And then we're going to do another G sharp major triad, slide up to 13 on D, bar D, G, and B on 13 with your ring finger. And then I just slide off of it. And then we do that to Bring My Sunshine. So we're just going to do these thirds out of your E major pentatonic here. Have 9 on barred on G and B. Then slide up 11, 10 on G and B to 13 and 12. Do that twice. And then I just slide it back from 13 and 12 to 11 and 10. And then get 9 on G and B again. Then we're going to hammer on 9 to 11 on D. And give a down up on that G, B bar on 9. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to take 11 on D. And I'm just going to kind of reverse rake it back into 7 on the D string. And that'll set me up to go to this A6, right? So you'll have so after you slide back 11 to 7 on D, I'm going to hit the low E string, thumb on 5th fret, and then And as those are ringing out, I'm just going to hit G on 6, 7 on B, and then just take your middle finger off of 6, put down 5 on G, and that'll be your A minor 6, right? Alright, so real slow, that little part, you're going to have okay, then you're just going to finish it just like we began. It's so hard to say goodbye to yesterday, right? Alright, it's the same double stops we already went over. Just finish on your E major inversion there. Alright, so let's do a slow playthrough of everything we just learned, and we'll just go bit by bit at a slower tempo from beginning to end. Alright, so that's the whole thing, right? So you just got to take it piece by piece, just kind of work on the intro, work on one of the verses, work on the chorus, and just try to visualize so you can use this in other songs and other parts of your playing and your lead playing. Always try to visualize what scale is underneath the chord that you're playing, right? So when you got this E major first inversion, just see that you're in the first position of E major, pentatonic, right? Same here when you got this E major thing. Just see like how you're in the third position there of E major pentatonic. And when we're doing these little double stops out of your minor 7th chord or your A minor chord, just pentatonic stuff, right? So if you can visualize that stuff and kind of see how they all connect together, you can kind of do these types of things and embellish chords and get that kind of Hendrix, Motown, R&B type of thing that's a lot of fun to play, right? So that's everything. Hope you find something useful that you can add to your guitar playing, and just practice slow, have fun. See you next time.